Well, all right. Here we are.
Switched it up. I like it.
Right. Here we go. Getting right into it. Well, first of all, welcome to episode 10.
Okay, backstory, just because I think it's funny. We
Right.
had 10 minutes of discussing how we're going to start this episode, so I really liked what we decided on. So,
Right.
and that was it. That was great. Good
That
job,
was good.
David. Good
Thank
job.
you. Okay. So you guys know who we are by now. It's 10 episodes in.
Yeah.
So now we're a real podcast.
Right.
So fresh news of the week. Keaton Jones. Little twerp.
I don't know. I don't even know if I have a scenario I've made up in my head of how I feel about how I feel things went down with that whole fiasco of...
It was a fiasco. It was a debacle
God.
now.
Really, really bad.
So Keaton Jones, if you've lived under a rock and haven't looked at social media here in the past week. So Keaton Jones is, what state is he in?
Alabama.
Alabama, okay.
I think so.
I think so. He's in a southern state.
Yeah.
They have accents. So Keaton Jones is a kid. I would say he has a physical disability. He does have not trying to sound rude, but a misshapen head or
I think he has a cleft palate.
a cleft palate. That
Yeah.
because I could kind of see it in his lip. Yeah. So
Like a really bad one. That's why you can see it in his nose. It goes
Yeah.
Yeah.
So either way, he's a handicapped kid, and his mother recorded him in a video on her phone. She picked him up for school. He was upset. He was pretty much saying, his mother, well, if you have a message to the bullies, what do you have to say? Why do you do it? He's upset. Apparently, a group of kids were pouring milk on him, throwing bread and ham at him, which I don't know why.
It's probably just what was on the tray.
I guess
Yeah.
it's and when you first see this video, it's like, oh, this kid, why?
So just from first watch, initial, we and David had very different reactions to
I think you were shocked by my.
I was a little, it tugged on my heartstrings, that one. I got a little emotional with it. I was like, oh my god, this poor kid, I shared the video. I was like, Keaton, it gets so much better. And it came from a place of where I was bullied a lot in school. So it kind of took me back. That feeling, that kind of, you don't know. I could see it in Keaton's eyes, why is this happening to me? Does it ever get, it's when it's happening to you, you don't think about your 25-year-old self or when all of it doesn't matter anymore. But right then and there, so it took me back to that place, and it really got to me. So I showed Mrs. Tisha video, and she was like, and I was like, you are heartless. You're and here David is too, another heartless person.
Well, yeah.
But I can, you explained a little earlier about it, so go ahead, I'll give you your chance.
Alright. So here's my experience watching the video. So this past Saturday, we had a team outing. We went to Bandarable, and we were waiting for the team to show up, and we were sitting in the car. I'm just scrolling through Facebook, and I see this video. I saw it earlier in the day, but I didn't watch it. And I was like, kid being bullied, whatever. So I finally watched it, and I was like, fine, everybody's sharing it. I think it was the one you shared. I think that's when
really?
I finally watched it, yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, let me watch it. Start watching it. Poor kid, that sucks. I've been bullied. I was bullied relentlessly when I was in middle and elementary school. A little bit in high school. I was like, that sucks. And I'm watching the video. I kind of turned my head, and I'm kind of scratching my face. And Leslie was like, oh, because she heard me watching it.
Oh.
She was like, oh, babe, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, why? She goes, oh, because of the video. I was like, oh, I don't give a fuck about this kid. And she was like, oh. And I was like, fuck him. Fuck him. I don't care. I was like, I don't care. I was bullied. My parents didn't record me. I was like, you know what I did with it? I ignored my bullies. Even if they were physically hitting me and stuff, I walked away. Even if I had to walk to the principal's office, I walked away. I was like, yeah, I cried. I've cried many tears because of the mean things people called me. I was like, I've been beaten up. I've been jumped in bathrooms. It was bad. I got called Harry Potter. I got called Jew. Like, any kind of, like, derogatory thing, like, you can call a white person or, like, anything. I've been called terrible. So, yeah. So, I was like, that sucks for that kid. No one should be bullied.
Harry Potter?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, people call me Harry Potter.
You saw Harry Potter. That's what I came now.
Right? That's why she's dating me.
Yeah.
So I was like, that sucks. I hated that. I'm sorry that kid has to go through it. That's not cool. Pouring milk and ham on him, that's disgusting. That's terrible. Same time, boo-hoo. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have your mom film it. Like, and the mom, this is where it pissed me off about the mom before we get into everything else.
Right.
What do you have to say to the kids? How does that make you feel?
Yeah.
She doesn't sound like she cares. She just sounds like she's trying to make a video.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, in hindsight now, it's like
with after,
But when I first watched it, yeah, foreshadowing. When I first watched it, to me, it just sounded like she sounded like an annoying mom to me. She just sounded like, you know, one of those moms that's like,
let me see your manager.
or yeah, exactly. Like, she looks like she's already just gonna talk a lot of shit. And for whatever reason, the video, I think the one I read, and you know, it's social media, so who knows the full story. But the one it was like that the little boy asked the mom to record him. Right, that's the one I read. The one I posted said that Keaton said, record this video, I have something to say, and like it was like a venting type of thing because he was so upset. So then in hindsight, I'm pretty sure that's not what happened.
Yeah.
All right, but I did I was like, maybe, I don't know what it is to be a kid with fucking Facebook now. That's not how I am.
that's
So
like,
maybe it happened that way, but so I wasn't mad at the mom. She just sounded annoying to me off the get-go, but I was like, yeah, most Alabama moms probably are.
Real quick, didn't mean to interrupt, but so going back to the initial video, he posted this video, it started going viral, right? Mm-hmm. Celebrities, because I follow wrestlers and stuff, WWE superstars, you got a friend of me, Keaton.
Yeah.
I'm here to protect you.
Yeah.
Wrestlers are saying, I'll go down there and I'll talk to the bullies, and like Chris Evans, who plays Captain America, said, hey, you're going to be my guest to the Avengers Infinity Wars premiere.
Yeah.
You know, Mark Ruffalo, who plays the Hulk. All these celebrities, you got to do this. Da-da-da. A GoFundMe was started.
Football players.
Yeah.
The Titans.
Anybody you can think of.
The GoFundMe, it was like a $50,000. They hit
$53,000. Yeah. Because people were like, yeah, and it's to raise awareness for bullying and this and that, and go to this and that. And that's what also pissed me off, is because I was like, I was bullied. Millions of people are bullied. Like, they should fucking take every kid that's ever been bullied to the Avengers premiere. Why this one fucking kid? Why? Like,
well, okay.
Calm down here.
You're right. You're getting Freudian. You're showing your... Now I see what's going on, David. You just felt like it should have happened to you. You should deserve it. And this little shit keep...
I'm jealous.
Yeah. So, again, with the original point, because I had seen the original video I saw, it had that. It was actually more focused on the Titans and the football players of all the different teams reaching out and blah 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 and the GoFundMe page. But again, the premise was that Keaton had something to say, and this was where the praise is coming from, because yes, everyone, and the point is that bullying happens and blah blah blah, and we need to raise awareness. But Keaton was getting this praise because he wanted the video made. Originally that's what was thought, was that he wanted this video made. He asked his mom to post it, and so it's all kind of like, Keaton, look at you. You're not weak. You're not. Blah blah blah. You're better than that. And so here we go. Thank you for starting this dialogue, and we're gonna blah 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 blah. Peachy, just great. And then the next fucking day. The next fucking day,
the shit hits the fan.
Oh man, the Confederate flag fan of Alabama. The shit really hit it.
The Roy Moore supporting.
Oh god.
Fucking.
Oh, that's another good.
Yeah, that's a really good topic too. But that'll segue. Yeah. So his family.
Well, okay. So I saw the link that said someone posted it. It was like, racist family, things coming out, and it had the Keaton video, and I thought, man, they will just find anything to just talk about. I didn't want to believe it. I was like, all right, let's see what crazy, stupid the Chive probably fucking posted this or something, that are just trying to get clicks.
Keep calm, Chive on.
You know what I mean? Or is it the Onion? No, I think it's the chive.
The Onion would probably be like something dumber than...
The Onion is... Well, is the chive an article thing?
The chive is real. They actually are...
Oh, they're an act... I'm thinking about the Onion then.
Yeah, the Onion is
the... like satire.
Yeah, that's the Onion.
So I'm thinking it's like some stupid, just, I don't know, random... It is super real.
Yeah.
It's super... The mom... Well, okay, I read it all, but she's had posted a bunch of stuff about, like, Black Lives Matter and how they're a bunch of sissy,
Yeah,
what is it?
Like,
I can't remember the phrasing, but butthurt Americans or something.
Oh,
and,
yeah. Yeah, she posted...
Basically bullying
yeah,
the rest of the world.
Like, pretty much disparaging black people, and, only she's one of those people, well, how come there's no White Lives Matter,
right.
and this and that.
Right.
Pictures on her Facebook of her holding the Confederate flag.
It's the kids. It's her two... Keaton's holding the American flag, and I guess, like, his brother, cousin, or whatever, how that works.
Brother, cousin.
Is holding the Confederate one, and some other girl in the picture, young girl, is holding a pistol.
Yeah. So, like, and then what I saw, too, a UFC fighter... I believe I know he's MMA. I don't want to say UFC because if our fans listen and get technical. So an MMA fighter reached out to them and stuff, and the mom, I don't remember word for word. There's screenshots that I saw on Twitter and Facebook. So, like, you remember word for word? Or?
I mean, more or less. Yeah. He reached out, and she said, "Can you just share my GoFundMe page?" And he said, "Well, no, I'm not going to do that." And she said, the screenshot part, this is him on the video talking, but the screenshot part says, she goes, "Well, I'm sorry that you think that, mister." And he says, "Look, I wanted to reach out and hang out with your kid and just show him a good time. I'm not going to share your GoFundMe page." And she said, "What happened to whites helping whites out?" And then he goes off. After that, he just starts saying, like, "Okay, now you got a page to be shared because I'm going to screenshot all of this."
And then she's all, "Please delete this." And, like... And so it's like, she got caught.
She's stupid. Oh my god.
And then, like,
how you still gonna be racist shithead when you're having so much momentum for you? Like, you should be hiding on that shit.
What happened to whites helping whites out? And, like, you kind of see, and then it just took, like, it was like she made the GoFundMe page not to raise awareness, just so they can get money.
Oh, and then it wasn't screenshotted, but the fighter, he says how he asks why, and she says, "Oh, well, Christmas is coming up, and I'm not rich, I'm poor." That's what she says too. So it's not, because originally too, it's supposed to be for his college fund.
Yeah, college fund, and then also to, like, put to charities and, like, to raise money for bully awareness and But yeah, she was saying, like, I don't have a lot of money, the holidays, like, gifts and everything like that. So all of this was just kind of a big ruse to get money. And the kicker, which I thought this was the kicker, Keaton was getting his ass kicked because he was picking on a group of black kids, calling them racial slurs and the N-word. He was bullying them. They stood up to his bully ass.
Right.
Kicked his ass. Oh, no. And that's what you get,
so
you fucking bully.
I don't know if I believe all that.
You don't believe that part.
I don't know. It's plausible, but I haven't really decided. Just because... Okay, so first, another thing is that they even came up about his dad.
I didn't see anything about his dad.
His dad is in prison for aggravated assault since, like, 2015, and he's part of, like, White Pride.
Ooh.
He has pure breed, tattooed on his neck. They show his face. So, obviously, the shit runs deep in this family, right? So, okay, very plausible that this kid is calling other kid racial slurs, and then they're picking on him back. Sure, but... I don't know. I know bullies too. I mean, I remember my bullies as a kid. I remember kids that were just like that. You don't tend to see a lot of bullies. Like the Cartman thing, you don't really see it. You don't see a real Cartman complex in people. You know how they say, like the way Cartman acts, he picks on someone, then someone picks on him, he turns into, like, this big baby. Well, I've never really seen that in real life. I've seen that in Cartman on South Park, but, like, in real life, most bullies are pretty aggressive. If they're already starting kind of aggression, they're ready to be met with more aggression. It doesn't come back with sobbing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I have other friends that have, like, shortcomings or whatever, like Keaton. His face, if he's going, you would think, I don't know the kid, I don't know the situation, but with that face of, if he's being someone that, it's the face of Cleft Palate, if he's someone that's going to start an aggressive dialogue with group of black people, You wouldn't think the first thing he's gonna think is like, I know what they're gonna say. They're gonna talk about my nose. But so it doesn't. To me, that doesn't sound so correct. That sounds like a good story, like a good spinner on everything else. Like, oh, to add to the fact of his mom being a piece of shit and his parents, he was also probably calling them, the N-word too.
Well, because that's what the kids that was picking on him. Their moms and stuff were like,
I haven't seen this.
They're like, yeah, that kid Keaton has been constantly picking on my kid, and my kid is this and that. They hang out, exclusively with blacks because apparently it's kind of a racist school.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I was like, well, yeah, it's in Alabama.
Yeah.
So it's like they're like not that many black kids at this school, so they all kind of stuck together, and kids are constantly picking on them. But apparently, now this is kind of a fucked up thing to say, but apparently Keaton was like the weakest link and all these little bully white kids.
Okay.
And so, and that's what kind of made him a target was because of his face. It made, in that derogatory sense, it made him kind of like, hey, well, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And that's what escalated. Well, you're the N-word.
Yeah.
And then that's when, yeah, fuck this. And hands started getting thrown.
Well, see, that never came about them fighting either. Because in his video, he doesn't say he's getting beat up, right? He says that they're throwing stuff at him.
Well, yeah, because, Hugh doesn't want to look like the bad kid.
Yeah.
But that's funny how you say Cartman, because that's exactly what I've been thinking. I was like, this kid's like Cartman,
Well, to me, it just sounds too... Well, see, I didn't read all that stuff either, so I don't know. Sure.
Either way, it's bad.
And the thing is the video still... To me, I'm like, Keaton really is one that suffers... Well... It sucks for him because he's little, and all this, whatever was said, whatever happened, it's his shitty parents' fault. Like, you know what I mean? That was all learned behavior. So it's really...
He doesn't have the best role models.
And so I still feel bad for him, even if he is this little shithead that's calling... I mean, I don't excuse the fact. I'm not going to say... If he did do that, it's not excusing the fact that he's talking like that. But at the same time, it really isn't his fault. It's at this... He's still so young.
He's a product of his environment.
And then something came... Yeah, he's a product of his environment. Another thing that he posted that I went to look at, and then it was taken off by the time I got to it, was him posting about his mom saying, I didn't realize my mother was like this, but wrong is wrong, and, I apologize for her. And this is what how old is he? 8 years old or something?
I think so, something
like that. And I read that, so this was in quotes, but when I went to watch the video, it was like, has been removed from... So I saw that before anything else too, which sounds like... I don't know. I've kind of made up my scenario in my head because that's what we've all done, right?
Right.
So I don't know. I feel bad for the kid no matter what was said or what happened. He still felt the bullying. Bullying still is a thing. Mm-hmm. It still is something that needs to be.
It is. It's bad. It never gets easier. You always see it in any type of trope about little kids. There's always the bullies. Yeah. Their group of friends run away.
And that's the whole category.
It's like, they run away from the crazy kid that gets beat, and and typically the kids that also you see in this trope, the kids that bully are the ones that don't have the best lives at home, just like in it. If you haven't seen it by now, spoiler alert, the kid kills his dad. So it's like because he's that bully kid, he's hanging out with his friends, and then he's playing with a gun when he's not supposed to, and his dad's the sheriff. His dad comes home, starts shooting the gun at his feet, embarrassing him in front of his friends, and exactly. So it's like my whole thing is the kid, product of the environment. He's probably around that a lot in the negative connotation.
We're talking about Keaton.
Yes. Yeah. So, I didn't know about his dad being in jail. I presume that's the more dominant person in the life that's saying these types of things.
I think the mom is too. The mom is definitely... I think they were saying who knows how prevalent the dad was even in the kid's life.
Exactly.
Before prison, because they might not have been together and all that. But I'm sure they have the same circles and all that stuff. And she's obviously very racist.
Exactly.
She just is.
So, and I'm pretty sure with the whole... especially with the whole Trump election, in the campaigning and everything, I guarantee you, like a lot of Southerners jumped Trump, this is now he speaks his mind. I guarantee you he spent a lot of time around that, so he thought it was just normal. He thought, that's probably what other kids' parents in that area do too, is say racist things. So, that's a normal thing for me to say. That's a normal word we commonly hear. Mm-hmm. This and that. He still has a lot of time to learn from his mistakes to, to rectify that situation. Like, I guarantee you, and like kids will be well, that's not kids being kids. That's really advanced. I was like, I didn't go around calling racial slurs or anything like that. So it's like
I did. No, I mean, I was in a diverse thing too, but we've talked about the first episode too, where we used a lot of racial slurs pretty freely because it was just like a badass thing to do,
right?
In the bad sense, like it was just
like Dave Chappelle.
But after a while, you quote Dave Chappelle and with your black friends, with your Mexican, with your white friends, with whatever.
Because it was comedy, so it was universal.
At a certain age, you go, oh yeah, I can't really talk like this. Like,
exactly.
That's not really how society works. Like, it starts kind of filtering. And I'm still learning from that. So I'm still using some words.
But hopefully, and then also, too, his GoFundMe account was frozen by GoFundMe.
Yeah.
I was like, so...
Because none of that money was probably going to go to anything she said. Again, the mom is a shithead. For sure.
The mom's the one that kind of fucked everything up.
I think the original aspect, I don't think she deliberately posted this thinking that it would get this far. I think once it started getting this momentum, I think she went...
Capitalized on it.
Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think the genuine feeling that kid had about bullying is still genuine. Even if in the aspect that you said where... Because, like I said, no, I don't know, and I could be wrong, but a bully aspect... that likes to... bullies get off on kind of putting other people down. Mm-hmm. But they're ready for a struggle to put them back down.
No, yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
So for the way that kid was acting, it doesn't sound like he's a bully. It doesn't sound like he was going around calling people N-words and then they say, hey, we got a weird noise. Like, what? Like, it's like, that just doesn't seem like... that doesn't sound like... That didn't look like what happened at all. Maybe in the sense that he's so used to it or something, he had no idea that it was being bullied. Mm-hmm. And when he got some slack for it, it kind of like... That's just...
I like how he did that because it reminded me of the Water Boy.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly where it's from. So, quit making fun of me. So...
Can we still be friends? No, get away from me. But no, it's a valid point in what you said, that bullies are ready to meet confrontation. Because when I finally, and I learned this lesson, that's what finally put in my head, and my dad told me too, well, quit fucking around with these kids and ignore them. Because one day, I decided, I was like, you know what? And because I was in middle school, nerdy little kid in a polo.
Hands on his hips, by the way.
I had my hands on my hips, pushed up my glasses. I was like, you know what? You bully me because you are insecure about your own feelings.
Oh, God.
Punched, fell down the bleachers.
You ever watched, my dad, we still probably joke about it, but you ever watched the Brady Bunch as a kid, like on Teen Nick, or what is it? Or Nick
TBS?
At Night. Nick at Night.
Not TBS,
Nick at Night, when I was little, they would play all the Brady Bunch and stuff and all that. I'm not that old. It's not like that was on when I was a kid, but it was.
I'm hanging out with a 40-year-old.
Right. It was on Nick at Night. But there's a episode where the middle one, I think his name's Peter, he has a bully at school, and the dad tells him, and this show was on in the 70s or something, I think,
something like that,
early 80s maybe. And the dad goes, "Well, Peter, just tell him to reason. You just tell him, hey, let's reason." So the scene is Peter's getting bullied, and he's like, "Hey guys, let's reason." It's just like, it's so comical because in the show it works, and they're just like, well, what do you mean? Like, they have like a dialogue and talk. And it's like what you said. It's like pretty much you going like, hey guys, let's reason about this. And like, no, that's not going to happen. Like,
yeah, they literally looked at each other, laughed. The biggest one stood up, punched me right in the face, took a tumble.
And the thing is that a bully usually, they do have a fragile ego in the sense that they're doing this to get off on it. But it's not fragile in the sense that if you find their one little flaw and make it apparent, they're going to crack. Because if you have a bully that's whatever bully it is, and then you tell them something that's, you obviously would be an insecurity with, like, if they're fat or something, and you're like, well, you're fucking fat, they're not gonna be like, like, run away from you. They're gonna be like, oh, fuck you, and you're a piece of shit even worse, and I'm gonna beat you, and look at me, you think I'm that low? Well, I'm still beating you. You know what I'm saying? So the way, this is digressing so much, but the way Keaton talked about the video, I think he generally felt bullied. Now the context of it and what was being said, I don't think he was aware of it if those words were being around, especially with his where he was and blah blah blah. The mom, I don't think at the time again made this big ploy of getting this done. I think as it got momentum, as she realized she could capitalize on it, she was like, then she was really pushing it.
She got way ahead of herself.
Yeah, which is good because I'm glad it got found out. The money And it is kind of like you said. I mean, I could see why they would get into him, but at the same time, everyone gets bullied. So no one should.
Which doesn't make it okay, but it's like, because that's what makes me mad. I hate viral videos that I say exploit something. I say exploit because I'm just like,
it is.
You shouldn't be fucking showing this. That's your fucking son. Take care of your son. Console your fucking son. Do something within the community. Don't fuck. I'm in Texas.
The line gets blurred. It's really blurred. I get what you're saying.
It's like, I'm in Texas. I don't give a fuck about what's happening in Alabama.
Yeah.
Fuck them. I don't give a fuck about them. Well, except for their governor or the senator.
You know what I'm saying? It's a fine, very fine line. I get what you're saying. Because the line of exploitation and taking a stand can get kind of blurred. When is it exploited and when is it where you're saying, no, we need to make this aware. No matter if you're in New York, Alabama, or, you know, Washington, like, I need to make a... And then, but that can also look sometimes of where you're looking at and be like, why are you exploiting this situation to just get hype, right? So,
or at least don't record the kid when he's fucking sobbing in the car when you just picked him up from school.
Right.
Wait till he gets home. Hey, tell us about your day. It could have been done way better.
I don't know. That aspect too is like, because it was, again, it's more genuine. If you see really how he feels about it. If you have him all calm.
Go.
If you have him all calm and everything, he's like, and the little kid, so it's like, hey, what happened to your boy? He's like, nothing, I don't talk about it. It's like, viral. See what bullying does? Now my kid doesn't want to talk to me about his bullying thing. We need to raise awareness. Like, I was like, okay, who cares? You see this little kid, his heartbreak in front of you, if it really was how it was. But yeah, so that shitstorm was horrible. I was more pissed because I felt bamboozled about the whole situation.
I fucking cried over this kid.
I was pretty emotional about it. I was like, oh, I was kind of drunk too.
This
so,
fucking bitch.
You know, the heart kind of starts pumping more when you drink a little bit more.
Speaking of pumping hearts in Alabama, so again, something if you've been living under a rock here lately, and haven't turned on a TV, they have, was it for their senator?
Yeah.
Their senator, okay. So apparently, there's two people that are running. Roy Moore.
The memes have been gold.
Oh yeah, dude, yes. So Roy Moore was running for senator of Alabama.
Yeah.
He's
been the senator. He was
running for re-election. Okay.
Yeah.
So apparently, when years ago, these girls came out saying that he molested them as little children, this and that. So he's a pedophile.
Right.
He's been accused of pedophilia by multiple women.
And he's kind of come out and said it too, because he's said, I don't know if it was him or some people have said where it's like, well, that's not that, in the Bible. I think it was him who said, well, in the Bible, Joseph was 30 and Mary was 16. So, I'm not saying I'm the son of the father of
and
Christ.
And they gave birth to Jesus. Yeah. And so on. So, yeah. And so, like, more and more women were coming out every week. Well, he did that to me, too, da-da-da. In which his opponent, Doug Jones, is like, yes, yes, ruin it. So last night was the election. Last night was December 12th. And Alabama, the people chose the right option. They chose Doug Jones. Yeah. So Roy Moore is
the one where they had the polls of who to pick, Democrat or pedophile. Alabamans be like, and they're like scratching their head like, I don't know, which is worse.
I saw the one with like it was like the button, and it was the guy that's like wiping his head, the sweating, that superhero guy.
He's like, which one's worse? Democrat
it was all liberal snowflake or pedophile, and we're all it was like a trucker cap on there with the Confederate flag. I was like, so good for you, Alabama.
Yeah, go Alabama. Shout out.
But I hope your college team loses in the playoffs, but whatever.
I like to remember about that too. The Roll Tide!
Roll Tide!
Normal people talking about football. And here comes an Alabama fan.
Yeah, so it was like, Ohio State, Clemson. It was like little stick figures with the logos photoshopped on them. Yeah, I really agree with that. This is not normal conversation. Uh-oh, here comes the Bama fans. And there's all these people, Nick Saban for president! Like, their coach, and they were shitting over the place. And
yeah.
Because that's how Alabama fans are. I know several of them. Alabama's this, Alabama's this, Alabama's this. I'm like,
well, dude. I have my stepmom's from What is it? What's the school called?
Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yeah, is that what the school?
Well, that's the team's name. It's just a university. I think it's just Alabama University.
What
like
AU?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
something like that.
Alabama, I think it's UA or
Auburn is AU. I think it's just Alabama.
Okay, maybe we're getting mixed up then. Because I know my stepmom, she went to, like, the equivalent of, like, UTSA of, like, the big school, but I think it was Auburn.
Auburn is Alabama's biggest rival.
And then... No, I think they do the whole Roll Tide bullshit.
That's Alabama.
So that, yeah. So
Auburn is just Auburn.
No, okay, so then she went to whatever UTSA equivalent of Alabama is, and then her sister went to Alabama. But what's the school? The school can't be called just Alabama.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I just know their team
is... We're
saying
AU is Auburn?
Auburn, yeah, that's AU. And then Alabama, all I just know it as Alabama Crimson Tide.
It's gotta have a fucking name. There's no way they're...
Look it up then.
Well,
I was like, you have an iPad.
I don't care that much about it, but anyways, they're not that bad. As far as, I mean, but then my family's never been that into college football, so...
We're all tied!
But that meme is just funny.
No,
I've seen that meme throughout the years for different games.
Right.
I remember when they used to use it for University of Alabama. I guess it's UA. Yeah, so it's called UA. So AU, I guess, is
Auburn.
They're
yeah.
so stupid. See, Alabama's just dumb.
Well,
they
see,
even have an AU and a UA.
There's two OSUs. There's Ohio State University and there's Oklahoma State University.
That's fucking stupid too.
I was like, yeah, there's a lot of different things.
But remember when Pokemon Go came out? They had that same meme, but for
with like Mystic and yeah,
and then it was like
Instinct.
the yellow team were eating shit and throwing like like.
Was,
I think they actually made fun of the red one because red was always more aggressive with.
Yeah, I was Team Valor.
Oh god.
It was like, it was Mystic and Instinct. Yeah, so I caught this or come Valor.
Yeah.
They were like, Valor!
Yeah, but I was Instinct. And I just...
Oh, really?
Because it was everyone was so chill with Instinct. They were just like, yeah, I caught some stuff today. Like, cool, whatever. And then Valor like, well, mine has HP, blah, 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 blah. Like,
that was me.
Yeah,
I was like, I was a hardcore Valor. Man, I miss Pokemon Go.
I have friends that still play it, but...
I have a couple friends that still play it, and I was like, I'm kind of done. But we'll be right back.
After these messages. The next thing is, let's jerk off on the podcast.
No. Oh, damn, dude, we're recording. Oh, no.
Yeah. Whoops!
You caught us at a bad time. We've been talking about jerking off a lot here.
God. Well, it's just a very much a part of the American male lifestyle.
Right, so...
Hey, in Korea, it's illegal to make porn in Korea. Okay, so
is that why it's all censored and stuff?
There is no Korean porn.
Oh,
technically. So any porn that you see that is Korean, one, it might not be because a lot of people don't know the difference, anyways. But if it is real Koreans having porn on camera, it's not being made. It's all homemade videos being uploaded. There's
like amateur.
Yeah, there's no in Korea. You cannot legally make porn. Like there's no Brazzers or and the
Bang Bros.
Bang Bro. Yeah, there's no in the Korean country that can make revenue through that. It's illegal to make porn. It's not illegal to look at porn, but it's illegal to make porn. And the internet there, if you go on Pornhub or xvideos.com, a thing pops up and says, "This is porn. You can't look at it."
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't. You have to go. When I was in Korea for the month, I was using Tumblr. Because if you go to Tumblr, it lets you go on Tumblr. And if you go to a Tumblr site that has porn videos, you can watch them. Because it's not, the whole site is not considered a porn site. So so that's how I got my fix in Korea.
Hey, Tumblr had good stuff. I jerked off a lot to a lot of Tumblr
I
stuff.
got into GIFs for a while. I don't know why. I just thought GIFs were kind of cool. And then I found out that you can find full videos of just really specific types of porn.
On Tumblr?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because if you're looking for just a specific type of whatever, it'll always have all the videos that pertain to that. You know what I'm saying? It's all looked up for you. It's just...
Right.
Yeah.
So...
Why do we always come back from smoke breaks talking about porn?
I don't know. Something about the
we were talking about porn on the smoke break.
We literally just started talking about porn as we sat down and started hitting record.
It actually came through net neutrality. That's why.
Oh yeah. So I guess we could talk about a little bit about that too. But it's funny you mentioned Tumblr and porn and stuff. So when I had a Tumblr, I actually got in a lot of trouble with Leslie about this. This is not one of my most proud moments. It got bad. It got really ugly. So scourging, you know, Tumblr, looking for different type of things. I was kind of like, kind of getting sick of my usual. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of trying to find something new, you know what I mean?
Sure, sure.
So I found a link to a bot that like it's a dirty talking bot.
What is that?
So you can type in a phrase and the system, like little computer, will generate a response. Like a dirty response. So if I say like suck my cock, it'll be all like loading, and then you'll be like, oh, your cock is so big in my mouth.
Oh, like you're talking to like this is a bot.
Like it's just yeah. So
oh,
I found this thing. Oh,
that
hey,
is very specific. See, Tumblr is for that.
I was like, hey, this is neat.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's
cool.
literally interactive.
I was like, dope. So you know, I'm typing with one hand.
Your girlfriend being upset with this. Yeah.
So, jerking off with one hand, typing with it. Like, oh, okay, cool. I'm getting all into it. I'm like, this is dope.
Yeah.
So, apparently, like, if you don't respond, it'll say, like, oh, thank you for using whatever website, da-da-da-da. I thought I, like, closed down my internet or whatever. So, I went to bed. It was, like, 2, 3 in the morning. I was drunk. I'm like, oh, yeah. Apparently, Leslie, like, I guess, like, my phone went off, or, like, it vibrated or something, and she was getting ready for work.
She was going through it.
She saw,
what it is.
yeah, she saw the message, because it said, thank you for using da-da-da, X, whatever. She thought I was chatting to a real person.
Right, of course.
So...
That's crazy, that's a free service.
Right? So it's like, but it's
Were you
so...
paying for it, David? That's
no, I was not paying for it, no.
Okay.
No.
I wouldn't judge. Just,
no.
That's amazing that that's a free service. That
it was awesome. It was cool. Well, it wasn't cool to deal with the aftermath. Nearly lost Leslie because of it, and you know, and of course I say, no, it's a bot.
Yeah.
What? Like, she's not going to get that.
Right.
So
I'd really understand until you fucking. And if I was mad, I guess I really wanted to hear what you wanted to say.
I was just like, I'm sorry, it was dumb me. We worked on it. You know, but it was just like, but I nearly lost my fucking girlfriend for chatting with a robot.
Yeah. I've seen those things with, like, the videos, you know, like the live cam girls, because, you know, you can watch them for free for, like, I think for a while.
You can watch them for free, but if you want it like a private show or you want them to...
I remember, too, if you switch to, like, 3, it'd be like, oh, you're done. It wouldn't let you go past 3. This was RedTube, too, so...
No, I was like, oh, some of the cam sites, myfreecams.com, it's unlimited. You can watch as much as you want,
is that
but you can't chat.
They're not doing it, yeah.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they'll be like...
hang around long enough.
You know, like, they'll do stuff to, like, get tips and stuff.
Right.
But if they're entering a private show, like, because they'll be like, okay, I'm going private or whatever... Then it'll be like, then the screen will go black, or their little video thing will go black, and it'll be like, you're not a premium member, you can't watch.
Right.
So then you gotta find someone else who's showing good stuff.
See, that's how the RedTube one was, though. But after 3, it'd be like, okay, that's it for the day. And this was, I'm not really into those either, because even magazines were cool back in the day too, and I never was into magazines.
Yeah, magazines never did it.
Just the girl, because it was just like, yeah, this is great and all, but you know, it's not really showing dick going in bed. I always think of Seth from Superbad. It's like, you don't see dick going into vag. That's a perfect selling 10. Point. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like perfect 10.
Could be for bowling.
You got stuff for like shit and pee pee. I don't know. I'm gonna be into in 10 years from now. That's a weird reference if you don't know the movie. No, like, so that sounds really bad. I'm not in shit and pee pee, but it's from a movie. So
in pee pee, like penises or like peeing.
Well, he says shit and pee pee, so my connotation would be that it's pee.
Peeing. Yeah.
It's funny that he says it like that because shit's very explicit and pee pee's being kind of like kind of kiddie about it. Like why you cover saying shit but not piss? But
well, speaking of like Superbad, even though they're not in this, but kind of like that same kind of director, like, you know how like James Franco and all of them, they're all kind of in the similar movies made by Judd Apatow and all that kind of stuff. We saw The Disaster Artist a couple weeks ago, James Franco, where he plays this guy named Tommy Wiseau, who's a real life person. He's an actor. Back in the 2000s, there was this movie created by Tommy Wiseau called The Room, and that's deemed the worst movie ever made. I remember watching this movie called The Room when I was in high school and we were studying about like a bad acting and stuff. It's terrible. This guy, Tommy Wiseau, he wrote, directed, funded. He did everything by himself for this. Well, of course, he got other actors to be in it and stuff. The script makes no sense. It's about Johnny. He's an all-American guy, and he has a girlfriend. He has a fiance. He has a banking job. He's rich, and he has a good friend. But like the only kind of recurring theme is that like his best friend is Greg, and no, his best friend is Mark, played by this guy named Greg, and then his fiance Lisa is cheating on him with his best friend Mark. That's the only thing. And then like Tommy, he plays what's his name? Damn it, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but he plays a character, Johnny. That's his name in the room, Johnny. Johnny finds out, I'll show them all, like, cause he talks weird. He talks with an accent, and like the movie's very quotable. Like it's famous for being bad.
Yeah.
And like there's tons of stupid scenes.
That's a pretty prestigious title to be the worst one, because I feel like I can write off a few shitty movies that are just bad. So.
And so like it's dumb. So like I remember watching it like this movie's fucking gold. Like this is hilarious. Like when I was in theater, I was like, this is awesome. I was like, it was rated R, and my high school director was showing this in school, and I was like, this is fucking cool. Like we're watching a rated R movie. Like, this is dope.
No signatures needed? Parent signatures? No?
No, she just showed it. She was like, whatever. Here.
I think you could do that.
You're not supposed to.
I
was like,
can't do that anymore.
I was like, whatever, watched it. So when I found out James Franco was making a movie about how this movie The Room got made and everything, I was like, this is going to be fucking awesome. I was like, I loved The Room. It was hilarious. Can't wait to see this. Leslie's never seen The Room or ever heard of it, so we went to go see it at Draft House because we were only showing it in select theaters when it first came out. So we're like, yeah, we need to see this. Like, I want to see that. Fucking golden. It was awesome. It's already getting talked about. Like the script was amazing. It's being considered for Oscars.
How
like
funny.
James Franco's movie. Like so it's golden.
How funny is it to get an Oscar about making a movie about the worst movie?
Exactly. Like to be so cool. And like because like the guy Tommy Wiseau, he's a mysterious person. Mm-hmm. No one knows what country he's from. Nobody knows how old he is. On IMDb it says he's 66, but he even said that's not my real age. Like that's not my real birthday and stuff like that. He changes his birthday. The Room cost $6 million to make, and Tommy Wiseau paid for it all by himself.
How?
No one knows. No one knows how he made the money to do it. He said that he used to sell trinkets and stuff. Like he would make and sell stuff.
$6 million worth of trinkets?
Exactly. Those were like, wait, that
doesn't make sense.
Like, wait, what? He made it all by himself. Like anybody was like, "Oh, I want to be on the movie." Okay, you're hired. You're hired. And like
I don't know what country he's from. No one's come out.
When people say like, "Oh, where are you from?" I'm from New Orleans. I'm American. Oh. Well, no, that's where you grew up. I'm from New Orleans. I'm American. And this and that. Well, where are you originally from? I'm from New Orleans. Because he doesn't want people to know about his private life.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's this crazy guy, and he has an accent, and James Franco did it perfectly, and like, the most famous scene is like, he's being accused of domestic violence in the movie, out of nowhere. Like, and so he comes out to the balcony, and he's like...
The James Franco movie?
No, both, like, in The Room. And so, like, that's a scene in the actual movie, The Room. He goes, I did not hit her. It is bullshit. It is not true. I did not hit her. I did not... Oh, hi, Mark. And, like, his friend Mark is all of a sudden on the balcony, like, oh, hi, Mark. And then he just has a conversation with Mark. And then, like, they're talking. And then Mark is telling the story about beating women. And then Johnny goes, haha, good story. So, anyway. And, like, it's so dumb. Like, it's so dumb. And that was such a good movie.
It's like a cult following.
Yeah, The Room has a huge cult following. And, that with you talking about Superbad reminded me of James Franco for some reason. And
well, I don't even think he's in that movie, is he? I don't think
exactly. Like that's why I'm like.
That is the group he's usually in.
Yeah, with Jonah Hill and because Seth Rogen was in Superbad and Seth Rogen was in The Disaster Artist. I think that's why.
Oh, okay.
I made that connection.
I have to check it out.
It was good. It's really, if you've never heard of The Room, it's still a good movie to watch. Like,
you ever seen Scanner Darkly? I don't know why this made me think of that.
Oh, I've seen that so long ago.
So I don't know why you're
talking about Reeves, right?
Yeah, with Keanu Reeves. It made me think of that because I have an appreciation for that movie, but I feel like the movie is shit. Like, and Iron Man. I can't even.
Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert Downey Jr. is in it too. Mm-hmm. A lot of good actors are in it.
Is it John Malkovich in that one too?
John Malkovich is in it. And to me, it's just god awful. The end is kind of cool because it kind of does make sense towards the end, but you know, the movie's shot in like that weird cartoon video, the whole movie, so it's really weird, and it's about that blue drug or whatever that they take, and it's really, really awful. I think it's just horrible, but I really appreciate it. So like, I can watch it just because I'm like,
bad movies are so bad.
The other one is Hunter S. Thompson.
Who?
Hunter S. Thompson.
Who's that?
Hunter S. Thompson, the Gonzo journalist. What is the movie he made? It's called Las Vegas. It was my favorite movie.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Have you seen it?
Like once or twice.
That movie is horrible, and the book is even worse. Usually they say the book is better. I read the book; it's even fucking more out there than the movie. You know, it makes even less sense in the movie. Kind of tied it together, but that one's about him just going on. Hunter S. Thompson was a journalist that I kind of feel like he's kind of like, he was very eccentric. He was on tons of drugs all the time. Like but he was very eccentric and grandiose. Who knows what the truth was? He could have been dead sober the whole time, but he always said he did like. You know, in the morning, his breakfast would be like a stack of pancakes, you know, a gram of Coke, half a pound of hash, tequila, rum, you know, all this great, you know, it was...
Concoction.
But at the same time, the movie, I love that. I appreciate the movie so much just because it's so out there, so... Doesn't make any sense. It's just kind of like cool, I guess, you know.
Have you seen the movie, it's an old like 80s B-flick horror film called Trolls 2? It's like a group of killer trolls and they're all...
Oh, the bikers? Were like bikers?
No.
Oh, okay, no.
I was like, I just like, there's one line
I get confused because isn't Trolls like a new animated movie too? Like Disney? Like...
Yeah, it's a kids movie, yeah, but I'm not, this is old, this is slasher, blood and gore, tits, and stuff like that. It's all, here's a scene where like, it's like a group of, you know, humans, kids or whatever, and one of them's getting eaten and stuff, and there's slime everywhere, melting them, and the guy's on me goes, oh my god, they're eating her! Then they're going to eat me! Oh my god!
Did you reference this last episode too?
No, I don't think so.
I think you did.
About Trolls 2?
Yes. Or I heard that same fucking... And I can't think of where I'm hearing it from, but the thing is that my mind went the same way too because there was no explanation about the difference. Because I was like, Trolls 2, I thought... It was this episode.
We talked about it last week?
I mean, you referenced that
oh my
quote.
God.
Yeah, I swear you did.
I love that.
Anyways.
Well, either way, I love that quote, no matter what. So I'll say no.
But the thing is, I remember thinking, I was like, is he talking about the animated movie? And I haven't seen either one.
Oh, no.
I was like, I don't...
The Trolls
movie seemed really random. I was
They're eating her!
I was like, what is that movie about? That's crazy. Okay, so I think... Let me see here.
Fanny Mail time?
You want to do Fanny Mail time, or do you want to do our favorite...
Oh, yes!
Favorite segment?
Before we need to bring it back. We haven't done it in a while.
It's been a while. It's been a couple weeks.
Here we go.
All right.
You're the jerk of the week. You're a jerk and it's your week. You really outdid yourself like a crazy super jerk. You're probably a big jerk every week, but this week you're the jerk of the week.
All right.
I'm ready.
Go ahead. You go first.
Me? Okay.
Mine's not that good, so.
No, mine's about to rant for a tiny bit, so. Okay. So we all know who Mia Khalifa is.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. We, as it's well known, we've made you a lot of porn.
We've been, we're porn connoisseurs, so.
Although she is not one of my, I don't really like her videos.
I used to like her.
Really?
I don't have respect for her now. So.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going to talk about now, actually.
Or you do?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, Mia Khalifa, famous porn star, rose really fast, no pun intended. She is now, like, she's famous also, too, for being really big sports nut and everything like that. She's on some talk show now or whatever. And she lives in Texas. She lives in Austin, which is okay, I guess.
Love Austin.
So, on some
I actually saved an article about this to talk about this week, so that's good that you actually... I forgot about it now that you mentioned it.
Okay. So either way, so she's on some talk show, I think on that channel Complex or something like that. They talk about all types of sports, football and everything. So Ronda Rousey, and also too, you guys know I'm a big wrestling fan. Ronda Rousey has been kind of making hints about signing with WWE to be a wrestler because they're kind of hinting at a storyline that Ric Flair's daughter, Charlotte, will fight Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania 34 in April. It's kind of been hinted at. And then, like, they've also... WWE has already signed a couple other MMA and UFC fighters and stuff who are currently in WWE. And they're kind of hinting that it'll be this faction, like, the 4 UFC girls versus the 4 WWE girls. And so... And it was leaked that apparently an actual deal, like a legit deal, is getting finalized for Ronda Rousey to come into WWE. So on this talk show, they brought it up, and Mia Khalifa flat out said, they're not athletes. They don't, like, they're not a sport. Don't call them athletes.
Who said it?
Mia Khalifa.
Yeah.
She said, this is a sports show. We shouldn't be talking about choreography and this and that. That pissed me off.
Sure. Because you are very athletic. I mean, you have to be in top peak physical condition.
You have to be cream. There's people.
I'm not even a fan. I'm not. But you cannot take that away from these guys. Like,
it's like
they're athletes. Like,
they have to be in tip top shape. You know, they have to be crazy conditioned in cardio because it's nonstop movement and everything. And yeah, sure, the matches are predetermined. They got to be dramatic at times. But some things you can't fake, like jumping off a 40-foot thing and landing through a wooden table.
Right.
You can't fake that. Getting hit in the face with a steel chair, even if it's plastic.
No, to keep up that... I mean, it's like... I don't know, like dancers that do like that. It's pre-choreographed. It's not like because they're not making it up on the spot. They're not. You have to be very athletic to get this shit done.
You gotta be
to stay in the game, to stay relevant, to be able to do that skit, even if it's predetermined. It's like you have to be in peak physical condition. You're very athletic.
And then then she was bringing up all these stereotypes. That's like, oh, they're on steroids, which WWE has a very strict no steroids and drugs, and they're very open about it.
Benoit.
Yeah, like they're. Well, even no, like that's why Hulk Hogan left too, because he failed a drug test and they kicked him out of the company, and he's their biggest star.
Yeah.
They don't care who you are, and they're very open about it. You know, all their steroids, and all they wear is leotards and latex and this and that, and they're not. No, move on. Like, let's move on to a different topic. Bashing wrestling, and that pissed me off because I'm like, these are my fucking idols that she's. Yeah. I was like, and who are you? You're not even an athlete. You took dick. Like. Yeah. You took dick and you like football. That doesn't make you an athlete. Why are you on a sports talk show? Yeah. Like, no, that pissed me off. So, she's the jerk of the week because I respect and idolize wrestlers and wish I can be in shape and fit and stuff they could do. And it's like, but she actually got called out on her shit. She's been challenged to an independent wrestling thing. This independent wrestling thing that's going to be in Austin, which one of my favorite independent wrestlers, Joey Ryan, will be there. They were like, fine, put your money where your mouth is. Go ahead and come show us what you got here in Austin. And then, like, she was like, fine, like, challenge accepted. I know I'm a shit talker, but I'm willing to have a conversation or whatever, have my opinion challenged. And that's what she said. So apparently she's going to suit up and try to do what they do. And I'm like, and independent wrestlers, they make their shit up on the fly because they're not scripted. It's just do whatever you want. So I'm now like, I want to go to that to see Mia Khalifa get her ass kicked. I was like, maybe wardrobe malfunction.
You've never seen it plenty of times.
Right, I was like,
in that context, it's different.
I was like, right, So she's my jerk of the week because she's a bitch for saying that shit. So I'm not cutting you off. I'm not trying to cut you off. No, that was pretty much it.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was going to say the one I saw was actually a little further than that.
Ooh.
And it wasn't going to be a jerk of the week because I'm not calling this guy jerk of the week. But let me see if I can pull up the guy. It was about the same thing about her making these statements, which is incorrect and wrong on her. And I don't think that has. I think she was wrong in saying that and assuming that and whatever. Sure. But do I have it here? Okay. Someone called her out, and I'm trying to pull up the guy, and this was the topic I more or less wanted to talk about. So Mia Khalifa talks about all this stuff. The Hurricane. He's
Hurricane Helmsley? Gregory Holmes, yeah.
Have you heard about this? He called her out, and he says, he tells her, I'm trying to go through the quote here. So she says, this is where... Yeah, she says this is where her career will go to die. I have no respect for the WWE. Mm-hmm. It's not a real sport. It's embarrassing. Okay. And, not liking her after that is great. I mean, especially on just that opinion that she's a shit person to say that. Sure. Now, the Hurricane says, I'm not going to get upset that a porn star doesn't respect pro wrestling. She's entitled to her opinion. Okay. But then he says, our bodies take a pounding as well. ... So does hers. It's kind of funny, tongue-in-cheek. Now, the thing was, the article that came up was actually that he was incorrect in saying this, not because it was slut-shaming her. Slut-shaming, which was an interesting concept, right? And it wasn't until I was reading the comments, I was like, well, how do you slut-shame a porn star? Because it's like, when they're openly...
I was like, they do it.
But the slut-shaming aspect comes from saying that her opinion isn't, which you kind of did too just now, but that her opinion on the matter is void because she's a porn star. So that's where the slut-shaming happens. Because... just because she's making money doing porn that we all love shouldn't invalidate her opinion as a person.
Okay, yeah, the porn star saying, like, all she did was take dick. But my thing is saying, she can't say what dictates an athlete or not just because she talks about sports. That was my main thing.
Yeah.
Just because you like Florida State University.
What about you, though?
What about me?
Are you an athlete?
I used to do athletics.
But now.
I didn't make it, so, like... Because I wasn't fit enough to do it.
So the aspect, though... Well, her being a shit person and saying, like, I think she's completely wrong. I don't... they're very athletic. This is why she's wrong. But not because she's a porn star.
No, not because she's a porn star.
She's just wrong. Like, it just is wrong. So the aspect of someone bringing up, in the Hurricane saying that... Which, to me, is so funny. That was a good one. I'm like, that's pretty good. If anything, it's an equalizer. I mean, I think it was wrong that if he's invalidating her statement because of a porn star, but it was kind of funny that our bodies take a pounding. That's wrong. Even playing ground is really what he should be saying because with that statement.
Well, he hasn't been relevant in like fucking years.
I didn't know.
So I was like, that's funny. And so I was like, he has a Twitter? But it's like, what? But no, let me correct myself then. I was like, she shouldn't validate who and what is athletic or what just because she talks about sports.
Right.
It's like, that's like with me. Like, yeah, when I was in middle school and stuff, I would audition for basketball. I would try out for basketball. I would try to do the whole football thing, try to do cross country and whatnot. I didn't make the cut because I wasn't fit enough to do it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, but I'm not going to be all like, oh, they're not athletic, da-da-da.
Right.
I was like, because I tried to do it, I didn't cut it because I wasn't in that top physical condition and everything like that. Even when I was starting to lift weights and stuff, when I was really, really skinny, like sickly skinny, and I started working out and everything, I wasn't calling myself a bodybuilder or an athlete or nothing like that.
Even if you didn't make the cut, doesn't mean your opinion on what team is good or wrestler is good. You'd still get an opinion on who is better
based on statistics,
enhanced or whatever. Better. Yeah, statistics. That doesn't invalidate that your background on that doesn't invalidate your opinion on it.
Well, no.
Now, if someone else can say you're wrong because of some other stats that they look at, and we all can look at different.
Exactly.
And that's where it kind of. So it was funny because I thought that was what you were going to talk about because I thought that was, and I didn't know who the Hurricane is. So
right, yeah.
I didn't know if that
He's
was
an old wrestler. Yeah.
So, okay, so that was that.
But with that, she only likes sports because she likes the guys. She just finds them attractive and buff and everything. Yeah. And whatever new kind of like good looking athlete, that's who her new...
she's into.
Yeah, that's her new team and this and that. And
so obviously her opinion doesn't really matter.
It doesn't because she just
say
likes
that
the
her
fame.
Opinion doesn't matter because
she's a porn star. Yeah, that's
correct.
not the part
it
I was trying to get at.
It doesn't matter because she's just not an athlete and she just really has no experience in it. And she just... It's all opinion for her. It's really what it... Yeah.
She's there to kind of give it the like, ooh, kind of star factor. Because I don't know who the other two guys on the show were. I just knew who she was.
Yeah.
Clearly.
See? So.
Yeah, it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my jerk of the week because that's just not fair. I was like, because...
Yeah, like, I think she's actually absolutely correct.
And it pisses me off so much and like people, oh, well, that's fake, right? It's fake and... Well, everybody knows who's going to win. Yeah, but I fucking watch it.
I like the conspiracy theories where it's like, well, maybe football and basketball are like that too.
Yeah, it's like...
it's like, that might be all predetermined for all you know.
I was like, do you really think the Patriots are that good
right.
to win that many Super Bowls in a row? It's like...
And to come back from that... yeah, so, but that's going on a tangent on conspiracy theories, but exactly. So,
that's my...
It doesn't matter, yeah. My jerk of the week. Okay, see, I can't make. See, yours was good. It had a lot of. It had like aspects to it. Mine's kind of petty, but
No, it's still a jerk.
So,
it's still a jerk.
Yeah, this jerk of the week. So I'm a math major, and all of when you're in. It sounds funny, but you start to know all the other math majors in your school, any major, because you end up taking on the same classes. You see the same things and blah blah blah. There's this one guy. Some of the people. There's two types of math majors right now, at this level, because we're all in our content, so we've gotten this far, and I feel like there's two types of us. There's one that goes. Well, none of us know shit. That's why we're taking the class. It's like, you're not born knowing fucking these math stuff. You have to learn it. So we're all in the same boat in that sense. But you're the type of person where I sit and where I'm looking at fuck, I have no idea. And I'm going to look to my neighbor and go, fuck, what is going on? I have no idea what's going on. I'm very out there with I have no idea. I need to learn, blah, blah. The other type goes, they're kind of well, yeah, I get it. And they don't really get it either, but they just have to kind of, they want to, it's like a lot of, what's the word, ego in this type of major. Because you want to seem like you know it all. Uh-huh. And the thing is, with any math major, with anyone that's not a math major, everyone thinks we're all really, really smart. Uh-huh. Right? Because you say any little thing, because people, if they don't study calculus, and you're like, oh, okay, and they're like, oh my god, how do you know that, blah, blah, blah. But within our little group, they're the dumber and the smarter. So I fall in the dumber of the math majors. Anyways, this one fucking guy, he is in my Cal 3 class, and he's also a tutor. And he can obviously only tutor things that he's taken. So Cal 3 obviously can't tutor it. But I'm also taking a math proofs class, which is a logic and math class, and I'm going to study, and I'm with another person in class, and we're just trying to go through our steps. We're just trying to review. It's finals week, so we're just trying to go through our old test and kind of okay, let's go through this. I don't want to talk to this guy because I know he's very the way he talks to you is very he doesn't tutor well, because if you don't know it, he's just this is, it's this because of this. And you're I don't, it's well, think about it. What does this mean? It's fuck, you're yelling at me now. Just go away. I'll figure it out. Quit fucking yelling at me. So I don't like him. Meanwhile, he's there, tutoring, but we don't want to see him. We're just trying to sit in our corner, but he won't leave us. He's standing around us and just being there. And I'm oh, this fucking guy, I don't want to talk to him. And as I'm doing the problem, and me and my partner are going through it, he's making little fucking, comments and shit. And I'm just go away, dude. Just fucking go away. And eventually the conversation gets into about Cal 3. We just had a test. And this test, a lot of people struggled. The teacher actually said only 2 people passed. Oh, really? Right? So only 2. So everyone kind of struggled with this third test. I really, really struggled with this third test. Anyways, he makes this whole fucking production of oh, is the test out? Did he post it? Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked at it. I don't know. Well, I don't think I did good either, right? He's making this whole, and we're just, it's first of all, we're not talking to you. No one asked you to come over here. You're just hanging. This other person doesn't even know him. I know him because I'm in the class with him in Cal 3. And then he goes, okay, let me check my grade. I guess I'll check it. Why not? I guess I'll see how bad I did. And he's oh wow. I got an A on it. I made a 90. Wow, that's amazing. I thought I failed for sure. And I'm this piece of shit. I know you fucking looked. We all fucking looked. As soon as one of us knows that the teacher posted the grade, the text goes out. We're all in a fucking group text. Right. Everyone goes boom, boom, bing, bing, bing. He posted the test. Go check. So I know this piece of shit saw his grade. He made this big production just to put his dick on the table or something. And it just pissed me off. It just totally made... I'm just shut up, go away. I'm trying to study. You're just fucking up with my concentration. So right. He's my jerk of the week. He's the jerk of every fucking week because I have to see him all the time. So, and he's always trying to talk to me too. I'm I don't want to talk to you. I don't even want to talk to you.
So what's up, Teach? Did you get a name? I got a name. What'd you get?
And he's also the type before in test. And see, I actually did good. I got an 83 on the first test and a 96 on the second test. But he would come up to me what'd you make on the test? And I'm the fuck do you care? I passed.
Right.
Oh, well, what'd you make though? And I'm what does it matter? He wants to because he wants to tell you he got a better grade.
Right.
It's why? Why though? Why?
You should just say you get 100s. Just to see if that dicks around.
No one gets hundreds. No one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That would piss him off immensely.
He would probably go to the teacher and like try to get my grade out of
Hey,
it.
did Teach make? Hey, Teach, did
Yeah.
Teach make?
Yeah, right. The other teacher, I'm the teaching class.
Right.
Anyways,
Man, fuck that guy.
And today it was just really good. I was thinking the whole time. I was like, I can't wait to get on the podcast. And talk some fucking shit about this guy.
Right.
His name's Anthony. He's fucking going bald. I think he's old. So I'm pretty sure. I think he's like going bald, but you know he could be 25, just has bad genes, or
Yeah.
he could be 30 and just looks like a baby face. I don't know. Like I have no idea.
How old are you? Either 25 or 50?
He's
Like
one of those types. Like I don't know.
Benjamin Button, motherfucker.
Right. So I'm like, either way, he's still losing in life. So
Oh, we haven't had a cheers.
have you not had cheers?
Yeah,
Cheers.
we haven't.
Did you get your other one out the freezer?
I was just thinking about that. Let me go
It's
get it.
probably cold enough now.
Yeah, let me go get it.
So let me.
Right. And here we go. So,
Those are our jokes of the week.
and we have fan emails.
Oh, well,
More topics to.
the same fan email.
Well, yeah, same-
Appreciate you so much.
Yep.
That's great. It really
Helps.
It really has lit a fire under this again to have just one. You know what I'm saying? To know that someone out there's listening and that we can bring some type of entertainment to them is just
Right.
great. And
It tastes like applesauce, bro.
is that a good thing?
Yeah, dude, that's good.
Good.
So I left an Angry Orchard in his freezer for too long, and it turned into a slushie. And I'm drinking out of the cup that I was drinking my Fireball out of, and
It's the perfect.
it's
trick
like
treat.
applesauce.
I was thinking about this one today, actually.
Go for it.
Because I wasn't sure how to answer it, so this will be good.
Okay.
So, if you were left on an undeveloped island for 1 year, food and water are already provided. And that's what got me, because I was thinking about this question, I was like, well, fuck, I've watched, what is that show called? Naked and Afraid?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was like, a fucking flint lighter, a machete, rope, like...
Right.
So anyway, but food and water are provided, so you don't have to worry about that. You can only bring 5 things. 5 things, that's pretty good, that you can carry. What is coming with you? 5 things. Food and water taken care of. So
Okay.
survival skill stuff. So this is literally
Well, not
just...
necessarily. So I'll start with mine.
Okay.
Because it's funny, because we had at work, we had what we call a barometer. We had a question where it was like, what would you bring with yourself on a deserted island? So I'm like, okay, a machete for sure. A machete.
Uh-huh.
That one's small. It's big enough and small enough to where you can hold it on yourself, but to do some damage.
Sure.
A machete. I would say It by Stephen King, the book, because I love that book. No, Misery by Stephen King, because that's my favorite book ever made. So machete, Misery, a water filtration bottle.
But water and food are provided.
What if you run out? It's for a whole year. It doesn't specify if it's a year-long supply of water and food. But at the same time, what if I go venturing on this island and I don't have my water with me?
Well, I think the question was aimed more for not what... I think the food and water provided was to kind of alleviate that aspect of survival. So it's
Well,
you get what I'm saying?
fine.
You should have put shelter too, because you probably didn't really care about shelter. So that's
Also, I could use my machete to make me a little awning type, canopy type
right.
thing.
That's what I know, but I feel like the aspect of the question is really more about you as a person. What if you had a year on with yourself? What are the 5 things you're taking with you that don't have to deal with survival? So it's not like a clever or like I get the wilderness, so well I need this type of survival stuff. It's more like how am I gonna deal with myself for a year? What 5 things am I bringing?
Fine.
Because that's hard. That's what I was like. That's fucking hard.
I'll still bring a machete.
You just want to play with the machete.
I just want to chop
Well,
things
shelter
down.
isn't provided technically if you want to go that route.
I was like, I'm bringing a machete because I just want to kill things.
Sure.
If there's animals on the planet, if there's animals on the island.
Have you seen Naked and Afraid? You cannot run up to one of those fucking pigeons.
Get over here. And my book, Misery. I don't know why I took that off my list.
It's a lot, right? What do you bring?
It's like, I don't know. I guess lotion.
Okay.
And bring some lotion just in case I don't get too dry.
You want to jerk off? Sure.
That too, yeah. An extra pair of underwear. Just to have, I can alternate. I can get 4 uses out of 2 pairs. Normal side, flip them inside out, then switch to the next one and wash them in the river.
If you wear them upside down too.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
I was like, so machete, the book, underwear. What else did I say? Lotion, and then one more thing. Fuck. A cooking pot, like a pan.
Back to that clever survival.
Well, that way I can make my food in something.
But the food's already provided.
The food's provided, but are
You
the
wanna
utensils
fuck with
to make it?
Oh god. Well, what are you gonna use a pot? That's what you're gonna make a fork out of a
Pan.
pot?
I could get the
gonna-
sticks together.
You're gonna use machete to carve out a fork.
No, I would eat with my hands, but that way I could cook something over the fire.
It's already made.
It doesn't specify if it's already
It
made.
says food and water are provided.
That could be like raw meat. They could be like,
I feel like you're selling out our listeners short.
I'm not. Whatever. Those are my 5. You can't judge. I'm not going to
Well,
judge
I
yours.
can't think of 5. I really. You know what? This sounds like.
Well, then I'm one step ahead.
That sounds like overly religious, but I would bring a Buddha statue, just because I figured if I'm on an island by myself,
Why would you bring a Buddha statue?
I'll probably do a lot of meditation. So
The Buddha statue's provided.
It doesn't say Buddha statue's provided. It's water. Good thing there's water and food because I can give offerings to it, right? My shrine. That a book. I was thinking a book too. It's funny because my favorite book is also a Stephen King book, but it's Salem's Lot.
Ooh.
Is my favorite one. I just feel like that one has so many cool aspects to it with religion and the dark side of humanity and all that. But they all fucking deal with that. But that one kind of explicitly fucks with religion, which I think is cool. The alcoholic priest. Have you read it?
I've read that
there's
one.
a movie too.
Yeah, I was like, I've seen the movie, but I have read a little bit of the book.
Yeah.
That one I started reading Stephen King books when I was very, very young.
Mm-hmm.
And I started reading that one, and my dad was kind of like, that one's a little bit too advanced. Here's It. And I'm like, oh, thanks, Dad.
That one's fucking horrible too, though. I never got through it because it was so thick. And Stephen King, I love him as a writer, but that one especially, and most of his books, it gets kind of like, he gets a little too stuck on the scenery, where he's like, you get what I'm saying? Like, he starts getting stuck on, like, the toaster in the morning, and, like, the little mundane things, where I get where he's trying to make it very, like, you're in the scene.
He's trying to picture it.
At the same time, it's like, okay, moving along, Steven.
Like, Misery, he talks a lot about, like, the saliva on the lip, and like,
Right.
the drying on the lip and
Right.
stuff, and there's a whole chapter just dedicated to that, but...
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
There was a scene, I'm stuck in the middle of it, I haven't finished it. Misery I never finished either. The 3 I read was Carrie, Salem's Lot, and The Shining. Which, they're all really great, but Salem's Lot was my favorite. So, I was thinking a book, but then I was like, but fuck, that one book, right? I was like, I guess I would say the rest were maybe books. I don't know, if food and water provided, I feel like it's like a dream scenario where food and water provided... And hopefully this aspect of shelter. I'm hoping that this aspect of just that survival instinct is taken out. That's where I'm taking the risk. Like, I'm not having to worry about that type of thing on this island. So it's really just me. It'd be a Buddha statue just because I'd probably do a lot of meditation. A book, I guess. But see, I've already fucking read Salem's Lot, so why would I bring it again? Aspect of a book. I can't think of the other 3. I was thinking about today. I couldn't think of something else. What else I would bring. Maybe my calligraphy set. Does that count as one? So I can do calligraphy? Is that one thing? Because it's all in a little pouch. So, right? Okay,
that's one thing.
3.
And if it's held together,
It's one little box. That's got ink and the brushes, and it doesn't have paper though. So I guess I'd be writing on rocks. I'll just write on fucking on the cave rock. Yeah. That's 3. See, I would use whatever's fucking with the food and water. I'd use that to make alcohol some way. I'd figure something out.
The toilet hooch.
Because I was like, if I brought a fucking bottle, I'd drink that in a week and that'd be done. So that doesn't fucking help.
Well, if you're alone on an island, I would chug that shit
You know
in
what I'm
one
saying?
sitting. So it's
so that would, I was trying to think of really meaningful thing. Like, it was making me think of myself. I'm like, I don't know what I would bring. I have no idea. Can I bring Mrs. Teach? Cause is that one thing? Like, that would kind of help.
You atomize your fiance?
Oh yeah, big time. No, I don't know. A A cell phone? Does it with service? Not to get off the island, but just to call some people. I don't know.
What's up?
What else? A math textbook? No.
You fucking.
I have my brushes, so I can fuck with math on my own. I don't know what my fifth one would be. My fifth one would be. I'm looking around the room like it's something I maybe want to bring with me.
From this specific room. Of your whole apartment, this specific room.
Well, just because we're in here now, I have no idea.
Well, there's a lighter.
A lighter, right? But I don't have any cigarettes, so what's the point?
Cigarettes.
But yeah, cigarettes. But I'd be done with the pack in like a week. If I'm.
What if it's a carton?
2 weeks. If I'm by myself on an island, I'd probably be smoking a lot if it's there. Yeah, I guess I would only need 4 things. That's all I would take with me.
Boo.
You know what? Paper. I would bring again, I could carry it. So I guess 1 ream of paper.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are my 5.
All right. We did good.
You want to do another one?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've answered 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if we talked about this one, but because I can ask anything at this point, what encourages guys to be more romantic?
Yeah, we didn't talk about that
Well,
one.
listener, first off, it sounds like there's some issues at home.
No.
Hey, if you're trying to get points on getting guys to be romantic, I don't think there is any, so you're not going to find them here.
I don't know.
Guilt. Guilt is a big
Guilt?
one for me. I start being more romantic.
Man.
If I really feel like shit, I'll try to be more romantic. I am not romantic as a person. I am just not.
I try my best. I will say this, which does sound really shitty, but I'll try really hard at the beginning. Like I'll be over the top romantic, pulling out all the stops.
You're talking about the relationship in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for example, me and Leslie, I went over, above and beyond. I hate country music. I saw it when I first started talking to Leslie. She was super into country. Before we even became together, I bought us tickets to go see Billy Currington at Cowboys. I was all like, hey, well, I heard you mention you like this guy. And also, too, this is when I had money to spare because I was living with my parents.
Yeah,
and
the golden years.
yeah, I was only had a couple bills to pay. So I was having checks to myself. Hey, I overheard you said you like this guy, so hey, wear something nice for next Friday or whatever. I was like, here. Oh my god!
Put your boots on.
Right.
I'm taking you dancing.
Pretty much. Oh my god! I can't believe he did it. He bought his tickets and all over Twitter. Oh my god,
And
this
now
guy's
you're like,
amazing.
shut that country music off.
Yeah, now I'm like, shut the fuck up. Well, Billy Currington, I actually like him, the guy we saw, because he put on a good show. So I was like, okay, he's cool. But yeah, other country music, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I had a country western fit. I used to wear cowboy hats all the fucking time. You didn't know that, right? No, you wouldn't have known that of me. I was boots cowboy hat all the fucking time. I was very into country. Well,
this most recent time when we saw Billy Currington at Cowboys a couple months ago, Leslie bought me some cowboy boots. Because I said it as a joke. I said, man, I should get cowboy boots and a cowboy hat.
I fucking love boots.
She bought me boots. It was my first pair of boots ever.
Do you wear them?
I wore them that night.
You've never worn them since?
No, they
Really?
just sat there.
Oh, I love cowboy boots.
I was like, I don't have any other connotation to wear them to, but...
I wore cowboy boots and a hat to my father's wedding.
See? I was like...
I bought a felt hat just for it, actually.
Right. But, yeah, see, and but as I got comfortable, it kind of...
I'm the same way.
Stopped.
I was the same way.
I'll buy your flowers from time to time.
No. I am not romantic whatsoever. And Mrs. Teach, actually, she's expressed how sometimes she is isn't upset, but she does, when she sees other romantic things of other, on Facebook or something, she kind of gets a twinge of sadness. But then she thinks about it, and it's I'm not very romantic at all. And I'm not the type of guy that on Valentine's Day, on Christmas, on her birthday, I go all out. Mm-hmm. And then just kind of, the rest of the year, just kind of whatever. I'm pretty consistent on my thoughtfulness,
Mm-hmm.
If I go out to get something, I'm going to get her something to eat too. Or, and I know what she likes, and I'll just get it for her. Or I'll just kind of take care of her in these little ways that are maybe not romantic, but the thoughtfulness is there. She recognizes that. Which works because I'm not romantic. So that's the way I show love, and that's the way she can understand how I'm showing love, is I'm doing this for her like that.
Exactly.
Little things. I think a lot of girls might not do that, or I don't know. That's how we kind of work. Because I'm not romantic.
That's how I agree with that. Like, now there are some things, like when I talk to her, like, say I'm on break or at lunch or something, and I can tell she's had a very rough day. And be like, you know what? Because, and also, too, because, not to get too into financial matters, I was like, I've been taking a lot of responsibility for a lot of, bills being paid around the house here lately, just because I know she's focusing on her school and stuff has been stressful. So, I'll do a lot of that, and and excuse me, if I can swing it, I'll pick her up some flowers. I'll try to pick her up, some food if she's hungry. Take it home, kind of be like, hey babe, here you go. Like, I'm sorry you had a bad day, that kind of thing. But yeah, I guess I agree with you. It's that, I do so much throughout the year, I do try to, like, for anniversaries, Christmas, Valentine's Day, I do try to get her a lot of things. I do try to get her, like, fancy gifts, try to go a little bit overboard without breaking the bank too much. But typically after bills are paid, she has more money than me, so she kind of outdoes me in the gift department.
Yeah.
So, like, with gifts and stuff, I'm like, for her anniversary, she bought me an Atlanta Falcons jersey, an official NFL jersey.
Ooh.
And I got her flowers, and I think a stuffed animal. Like, that's all I got her. But, like, she bought me wrestling t-shirts, she bought me an Atlanta Falcons jersey, she paid for our steak dinners, we went out to Longhorn Steakhouse. She did all of that, and I just got her flowers and a stuffed animal. It's like, it's not like she wasn't ungrateful. She loved it. But I was like, I guess for me, money-wise, it's hard to be romantic because a lot of the over-the-top things are expensive. And, that's what a lot of girls expect and a lot of girls want. And it's like, it's hard for me to get to that point because I'm just like, that's really expensive. I don't find it necessary to purchase it. Because for me, there's times where, like, I'll be sitting down or laying down and I'm thinking about me and Leslie and I'm like, oh, I remember that. I kind of laugh to myself. Oh, that's cute. I'll text her. I'll roll over to her in bed and wake her up and be like, hey, do you remember this? Do you remember?
Yeah.
And I was like, and I'll tell her, I was like, I remember the first time we said I love you, and, like, I'll bring up something and, oh, babe.
Right.
Like, give her a kiss. I'm like, I love you so much. And, like, I'll hold her and, like, we'll fall asleep and stuff like that.
But the thing is that, I don't know, the connotation of the word romantic, for guys especially, and maybe women don't see it this way, but I think the connotation of romantic is money, right? And it just kind of is. And you, it sounds like you were too, or just a little too logical about it, where it's like, the money just isn't there. And it doesn't make sense to do all this with this amount of money just to show you, because I show you or hopefully you see, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like, I pay her bills, I'll do this, like, I take care of you when you're sick, I take care of your family when stuff happens, like, that's my kind of thing. Is like, this, if I didn't love you, if I didn't love you, I would have been, oh, something happened with your mom and dad? Sucks.
The thing does that come up in y'all's relationship? About romantic, does Leslie ever tell you, like, you need to be more romantic, or, right? It doesn't mind either. I think that's the thing, though, if it's coming up that you feel, on either side, male or female, because maybe as a guy, you might feel like your partner is not being romantic or whatever, but it might not be monetary. It's like, is it because you don't feel like they're really there, or you don't
paying
feel
attention,
like they're really there, or they're mind or thoughtful or whatever? See, that, for my relationship, it doesn't seem that way. I'm not very romantic. I know I'm not. We joke about it a lot, when movies come up, obviously, if something happens, and this teacher look over and be like, like, look at that, babe, oh my god, he did all that. Like, the flowers thing is really, okay, so, I have this tinsel here. I will buy flowers regularly for my shrine. And it's a joke because I'll come home with flowers and Miss Teacher's always like, are those for me? And she knows they're not because I never buy her flowers. It's always for my shrine. The thing is that Mrs. Teach doesn't really like flowers. And even for her, she's like, it doesn't make sense because they just die. And it's too much. And when I do flowers for my shrine, it's a thing, it's just because of my, philosophy and religion. Versus, if I buy her flowers, I have to take care of them.
Right.
Because she doesn't know how to, like, snip them or put them together or make, so it's a pain in the ass. But it's a joke, like, where are my flowers? Like, but it really isn't. It really isn't a thing because she doesn't really feel like I'm not. I'm excluding her. I'm not thinking of her when I do that. You know, it just is kind of funny because of the way things are. Like I'm buying flowers and I'm buying her for.
So you've never bought her flowers?
I have bought her flowers in the past,
but it's because of the whole.
Well, I bought her flowers in the past. But, like, I remember when we didn't live together one time when I had my own apartment, I bought her flowers and the balloon and stuffed animals and her cake and all this stuff. And she was all like, oh my, you know, she does like getting them too. She does enjoy receiving these little gifts, but she left them right there on my counter.
Right.
She totally forgot about them and left. And I was like, babe, you forgot your flowers. Like, oh my God. Because she doesn't really, it's really just the aspect, the nod of saying like, oh, I did this for you. But see, monetarily and logically, the flowers doesn't have to be flowers. And for Mrs. Teach, it doesn't have to be flowers. It's really just the everyday stuff, you know, like in the morning, if I make, I drink tea in the morning. So if I'm boiling water, I set up her cup and pour her a cup of the water to make some tea or put the coffee. She likes coffee, so usually I make her tea because I like tea. But if I'm feeling really romantic, I'll make the coffee pot for her for like the 1 cup. Stuff like that. Or if I make her lunch, then if I'm making lunch and I make her one too, that kind of thoughtfulness, it correlates to romantic, even though, 8 years into it, fuck, it's like, what are y'all, 6 or whatever?
3.
3 years, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we hit.
It was like 6 years.
We hit 3 years in
3 years.
September.
Well, might as well be 6. Fuck.
Right. Fuck it.
Fucking time.
We argue like a 6-year-old couple, so
yeah.
it's like fucking. Well, like yeah, and like and the whole thing with romance, like I think guys pull out all the stops in the beginning.
Right.
Because
I don't know you that well, and I'm showing you, but now once I get to know you, you realize that that's not how I really do it.
Right.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. It's
I
like,
cut you off. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good because that's exactly how it is. It's like, oh hey, like pick me. I'm doing all this. Right. Once me.
Now I'll show you
all
how
right,
I really
here
do
we
it.
go. Like I watch execution videos and it's like I laugh at the pain of others.
Okay, and I guess we talked about romantic stuff, but the question literally was, what encourages guys to be romantic? What would encourage me to be more romantic? Again, my sense of romantic, the word is, I would not say it's the same, so it's hard to say that, because nothing would encourage me to go and, rent out a cinema and have...
Don't say a cinema. Say a movie theater. Are you talking about that? A movie theater?
What's wrong with cinema?
No, it just sounds so classy.
Well, I'm the teacher. That's exactly what I would say. Cinema. I'm not changing it. I will say cinema. That totally came out. A cinema. Now you're giving me a complex.
Now you're about to say Cinnabon.
Cinema. Anyways. It's the same fucking word. Whatever.
I love you.
I would not rent out a movie theater. A theater. I wouldn't rent out a movie for my lady folk.
Your lady folk.
For my woman friend.
Now I understand more where you're coming from.
Great.
I needed the twang.
Sorry. Yeah. Nothing would encourage me to go rent out, a theater and have a poem, flash on the screen and rose petals all the way to our seats in the middle. Like, nothing would encourage me to do that. I am not the type of guy. It's just not in me. She understands that. If she really, really wanted that, she wouldn't be with me. It would probably be she would probably die, of happiness if I did that, but that just isn't me. And even if I really did do that, she probably would be like, ugh, like, what are you doing? Like, not that she'd be like, that's not you. Like,
it'd
why
be different, right?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So,
like that.
So nothing would if you take out the word romantic, what would encourage me to be more thoughtful or more maybe kind of gentle or maybe less, I don't know, guilt. Just go with my first.
Money.
Yeah, if you pay me to do it.
Money.
And if you pay for it, I will take care of it.
That's 120. financial stability, that would encourage me to. Then I would pull out more stops.
I wouldn't even.
Here's the last really romantic thing I did for Leslie. This was on her anniversary. I remember now actually what I got her for her anniversary. So I called in that day. I waited for her to get out, you know, because usually I shower and she leaves before me. She leaves to go to work. So, bye babe, bye, whatever. I called in. I still drove like as if I was going to work. I still got dressed and stuff. But I just went to my parents' house to go pick something up. I think it was my clothes. I don't know. Because I do my clothes at my parents' house then. I was like, okay, Leslie should be at school right now. And then she'd be going to work. She doesn't stop by the apartment. You know, yeah. I was like, I know she doesn't go home for lunch, and I saw her bring her lunch with her. So I was like, okay, whatever. So went to H-E-B, bought some flowers. I remember too, I bought her a hair straightener because her hair straightener was breaking. So I bought her like a fancy hair straightener. So went to H-E-B, bought some flowers, bought a balloon that said anniversary, and I bought a card. You know, like I wrote a little note and whatever. Got home. It was around like 12:31ish. Got home. Spruce up cleaned up the house, did all the dishes, whatever, right? Made the house look immaculate. Then
Immaculate? What are you talking about? That's such a foo-foo word. No, I'm just
I made it sparkling. Spit shine.
Thank you.
Bitch.
Now I get it.
Okay, good. Can't believe you didn't get that, bro. Just kidding. Made it look awesome, and then you know, put the flowers and the balloon where it looks all fancy dancy. And then I just played video games and jerked off, and you know, like,
Same time.
like yeah.
PRP.
Right.
Picture.
Yeah, Pip. And yeah, then by, you know, when she was coming home from work and stuff, I, you know, because I got dressed up because we were going to Longhorn Steakhouse. I've never been, so I was like, is it a fancy place? So I got dressed up. So she was coming home, and I had my Bluetooth speaker on, and I played our song, which is a Billy Currington song. So So I pressed play. It was playing as she walked in. I heard her, and then I came out like, "Hey babe, happy anniversary," and this and that. Exactly.
That's
like
so cringy. But
yeah.
as a guy, I don't know. I couldn't. There's just no way. I
got my dick sucked on that.
That's just
So
not right there. I've never been that romantic, anyways. But
for any other girl, I will admit I didn't do any of that. You never post me as your Woman Crush Wednesday because I don't want to post you on my Woman Crush Wednesday.
I remember one time we were driving somewhere. It was just a really nice day. Whatever happened, I don't know. We were just having a good fucking time. And I think the last episode I mentioned about the whole I love you thing. Like I don't really just throw it out. Like I don't really like. I don't have the need to say it all the time, right? But the feeling did come over, and I was just having such a good time. It felt really this deep love for Miss Teach, and I just wanted to say it, right? And I just looked over and I was like, you know, babe, I just really love you. And she went, ugh. She kind of cringed, like, because she was like, well, you never say that. Like, it was just weird. It was, like, cringy, because it's just not, it's just not my MO. You know, that's not how I show love. That's not what I'm used to. It was very out of character. And I really was doing it because I felt like I had to, because I felt like that's what it was very artificial. And so yeah, so you got a little more than you asked for with that. So.
But yeah, well, I mean, I guess it just boils down to the kind of person you are, but yeah, but I mean, we covered a lot. I like just jumping in to the episode. I think we got a lot more done. A lot more thorough discussions.
We did.
So, moral of this episode, our 10th episode. We've been doing this for 10 weeks total so far, but we know it's been longer than that,
right.
But because of some delays and stuff. Well, I'm actually going to have to roll up on out of here. So, yeah, well, just join us next week and we'll have... We still have... How many questions do we have left from that email?
We have...
Take us to the new year.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so 1, 2. Only 2 more.
2 more?
Yeah.
It looks like we've been doing 2 episodes, so...
Yeah.
So, excuse me. So, yeah, our number one fan, if you... Excuse me, I got burpy. If you want to send us more emails, we definitely could...
If you could use a different name so we could just...
Yeah. Send us 3 emails under different...
different name.
Aliases.
Could you do another 8 questions, but 2 at a time and with a different name?
So it looks like we're getting emails.
That'd be great.
That way I can see the emails blow up on my phone.
Really appreciate it, yeah.
But But yeah, well, again, thanks for listening. Always, of course, want to plug the Facebook page and coming soon to iTunes, hopefully. We're working on getting that done.
Oh, yeah.
So,
also, if you have any Jerk of the Weeks, please submit them to Who Cares Podcast 210. Those are the numbers at gmail.com, and it could be read on the podcast.
exactly.
Yeah.
And if you want to shout out, if you want anything, if you just want to talk, let us know. We are here to listen.
Yeah. But we don't really care.
Yeah.
Who cares?
We didn't say that at all this episode. So
I just did.
I was like, well, prior to
So we're
that.
good.
So, yeah.
Because
Who really cares?
Who cares?
But, I've been David Clare.
That's the teach. We out.
No, don't do it. No. No, I'm a virgin. 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 No.